This is a Nexus Radio exclusive interview. Nexus Radio exclusive on Nexus Radio.
Back at it again. Listen, your boy Diamond Kesawn doing what I does, and I always promise you three things: the latest, the greatest, and nothing but the exclusive. And today I got my girlfriend. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, girl. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I feel pretty good. I feel like it's been a rough week, but it's been a good week.
Listen, it's been a rough past like 72 weeks. I've been trying to hold on, child.
Yes. I've been trying to keep my mask on, but also let my face be seen.
Okay, because we can't be hiding all this beauty just all the time, child. So do me this favor. I want to jump into all things you for a moment. So I want to first tell a story, but I need your help telling this story, okay?
Okay.
So before the world got introduced to you as the artist and amazing talent that you are, what was life like for you as a child growing up in the southern region?
Well, I was a wee bit confused. I went to a Southern Baptist church on the weekends, and I went to Catholic school during the week.
Wow.
So yeah, I was getting it from all ends. And it just kind of, I grew up with a really large family. I'm number 6 of 7. So I was surrounded by people all the time. So I feel like maybe I had a little bit of a cushioning, the focus wasn't always just on me as a kid, know? So I feel like I could play off of everyone else. So if I did something crazy or I was wearing some high heels or some makeup and somebody said something, I had 5 or 6 other siblings doing things. They were like, hey, look at them. So it wasn't
right.
I feel like my story is not as harsh as some of the ones I've heard around here from friends and family of my LGBT community.
Okay. So now, take me on a transition. How do we go from church all week and Catholic school all week to becoming an artist? What drew you to really deciding to jump full force into your artistry?
I think once I realized that music was the one thing that made me feel like I was a little grounded, I had something that I could specifically focus on myself. I think that's kind of when I ran with it because it was just mine. I wasn't sharing it with my other siblings. I wasn't sharing it with, people who wanted something from me. I focused on it, and it helped me kind of put my own thoughts, my own feelings onto paper and into words. And it kind of just molded into what it is now. I feel like I don't want to say I'm a religious person by any means, but I feel like I'm a very spiritual person. I feel like there's something out there that has put me here for some kind of purpose, whatever that purpose may be. I'm just on the search for it. And I just feel like music's the one thing that tied me to my own feelings. Coming
out in Kerosene,
got
released from you. And I want to know from you, the artist, which of those really were a true representation of where you were at that moment?
Oh, God, I feel like it was half and half. Coming Out was the song that everyone told me not to put out. That should not be the first single that I put out. I shouldn't make it all about being gay. Even a jump from 2014 to now, we've come so far about talking about these, talking about all these differences and feelings. Being gay when I came out, it wasn't this immediately celebrated thing. You had a few people who are on board and then a few people who are I don't know. But when I put that song out, I told myself, the more people told me no, the more I wanted that song to be the first one that I put out.
Ooh, okay.
And so I released it, and then I just had this terrible breakup. So I wrote Kerosene because I wrote Kerosene because I was you know what? I want to write this is so, it's kind of embarrassing. I've always thought of myself when I'm writing as this sexual seductress. I want to write something sexy. I want to write something that's something that I wish that I could have heard myself. You know what I mean? And so that's what Kerosene was. So I feel like you got two very different sides of me in both of those songs. But I think the one that's the most true to who I am is definitely Coming Out, because I wrote it from a place where that is my story. Like that was my exact feelings, like palm sweaty, feet on the ground, heart racing, like one word will change your life in a day. That was what I was living, you know?
Right. Now, as we're coming out, then we hit them with kerosene, okay? What was life like for you after the break on MTV when the world got introduced to the orgasmic talent that you are? Like,
thank you. Oh God, I love you so much already.
You know, what was it like after that initial introduction to the world?
It was to be honest, it was weird. I think that I've always felt in my own little head different than other people.
Okay.
And I think that once I put that song out, people were like equating me with like Adam Lambert and Boy George and all these other artists. And I was like, these aren't artists that like I personally identify with, you know, like I never felt like I was that kind, you know, of artist. I didn't feel like they were me. So I thought to myself, you know what? I put out this song that speaks true to who I am. MTV picked me up for an artist spot, which I thought was wild. I mean, I was literally 19 years old. I thought to myself, you know what? Sure, I'll do it. That was back before like I had the money to do a music video. Okay. I wasn't getting like the best kind of studio production. So when someone heard it and said, we're going to give you an artist spot, like an artist to watch. And I did it. It changed things in my own head. I don't feel like it really changed things for everyone around me, because everyone around me knew that I was like going for these big moments. I think that it changed me and it gave me the idea that like I could actually do this.
I like that. Now, being an artist who's been an artist for a long time, like you ain't new to this, you true to this.
No, I am not.
What's your take on the industry post social media? Now, I say post social media because I know you started at a time where social media was just starting to get around. It was there, but it wasn't what it is now. Now artists can just hop on there live and sing a song and everybody wants to see it. But you being an artist that had to hit the grind and really understand what it says, what it means when I say to you, beat the pavement. Okay.
Oh yeah.
You know, what's your take on the industry now for you as a talent and for those upcoming emerging artists who now have the world of social media at their fingertips?
I love and I hate social media. I think social media is one of the coolest. I think social media is one of the coolest things that's ever happened. It has launched my career into what it is now. Like, and I feel like people see me as this new upcoming artist. I love that because it means I'm hitting more mainstream level. Right. But like you said, I've been doing this for the longest time. When I was 19, I was showing up to radio stations and passing out digital CD copies of my song. I was begging people. I was going to different tours around Charleston and trying to meet the artists and hand them my single. Right. One of the first things I remember is, I don't know if you're a Tegan and Sara fan, but I adore Tegan and Sara. I went and saw them here in town and I got to meet both of them and I handed them my CD and I got an email 2 days later from Tegan and Sara that they had listened to my song on their bus and during their tour. And for me, it was the end all be all of my career at the time. You know, like I had made it to that level. So I think that social media gives people now the chance to put something out that somebody else wouldn't believe is going to work. You know what I mean? Like you've got like Olivia Rodrigo, Driver's License, blew up on TikTok. Right. Now it's everywhere. Right. So without that, some of these careers would have never started. They would have never blown up. You wouldn't have some of the music you have on Top 40 radio. Honestly, social media has changed the face of Top 40 radio. You're hearing acoustic songs. You're hearing country pop. Like you're hearing R&B and hip hop and rap on Top 40. Like it's done so many crazy things. But at the same token, I feel like it does take away from that beating the pavement mentality where like I have spent days going around and finding A&R groups and playing open mic shows and panhandling on the street of downtown Charleston and performing anywhere they would let me. I remember performing at a ladies' church luncheon in downtown Charleston when I was 21, and these women were like, what the absolute hell is that? And I'm over there singing like Keyless Milkshake, like I'm singing like Nicki Minaj, like on my acoustic guitar, and they are like, what is happening? But I would literally play for anyone. So, I mean, social media has changed the game. It has, I think it's helped and it's hurt.
Right.
So I love me some social media because I really do have such a great loyal fan base that has like followed me I get people who've been following me since I put my first cover on YouTube.
Wow.
In like 2013.
Yes.
So, I mean, like it's crazy.
I'm gonna get in your business a little bit because you said something earlier. You said with kerosene, you felt like a little sensual seductress, honey.
Yeah.
I want to play a game called Crush, Marry, Secret, okay?
Ooh, love it.
Now, with Crush, Marry, Secret, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to tell me, between me and you, you know, I ain't gonna tell nobody.
No, we ain't gonna tell nobody.
Of the talent, could be an actor, singer, rapper, whatever. If you had to pick it down to your top three, of your top three, who's your crush, who would you marry, and who would be your secret lover?
Who would I crush? Michael B. Jordan. Immediately. Who else? Can I do like three crush? Okay. Crush, Mary. It was Mary. I'm gonna marry Hugh Jackman because he could get it on lock. He could lock it down. He could lock it down. Got that like hairy chest, that like I could be your daddy. You know, he's the one.
Okay.
Secret. Ooh, my secret. Okay, this is rough. You ready for it? Get real close. My secret would be Simon Cowell.
Ryan.
He's mean, and I like it.
Okay. I can see. Oh, so you want that mean aggression?
Yes.
Put out in the bedroom.
Like I would want him to be like stripping down to be like, you could do better, and I'm like, oh, you're gonna get it.
With that itchy, yeah. Okay.
Also, can I also add that my secret would also probably be Julia Roberts.
Really?
Like Pretty Women Julia Roberts.
Pretty woman.
I wouldn't want nobody to know, but like, I feel like she could give me some like pointers, maybe.
Okay. Now I'm gonna throw two curveballs. Are you ready?
Throw them. I'm ready.
Based on your discography, who could get it on an intoxicated night?
Ooh. Okay. Who could get it?
So we haven't called their name yet. They don't qualify for a crush, a marry, or a secret. Okay. On an intoxicated night.
On an intoxicated night, they would be Chris Pine. Yeah. Hello, Star Trek. Take me to space. Please take me to space. Captain Kirk. And then, I gotta have one more. Can I? Okay. I feel like I'm really selling out when I say a woman's name because they would never get it. But like, could I say Beyonce?
Oh, so you real intoxicated. You be all night.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Surfboard. Okay. Honestly.
Now, my last curveball for this.
Okay, I love this.
Taking you back to 2018. This is something you ain't gonna tell your best friend. Who's your bad desire?
Ooh, I have so many of those. Honestly, it's rough.
This is that bad desire. You going meet them in the back of the parking lot under the tree with the broken light bulb.
Oh my God, I'm meeting behind the dumpster at the club.
Hello.
It's gonna be John Travolta.
Oh, you want a real passionate but evil but fun but exotic, turn me upside down.
I want someone who can dance, who can sing, who can pull off bell bottoms, girl.
Okay.
But no one has to know, right? No one has to know.
No one. Nobody has to know. It's that bad desire.
Yeah, that is a horrible desire, but I would 1,000% do it.
Now, speaking of you, I got a question.
Oh God.
Now, I was minding my business, right?
I'm sure you were.
And my assistant brought it to my attention. She introduced me to Miss Tiffany. And when Tiffany hit the gym and adored me, I said to myself, self, and myself said, huh? I said, I wonder. So I want to set the record straight on Ryan Lill. How much of Tiffany is really in you?
Oh, Tiffany is deep inside of me. Tiffany is that 80s bad bitch that I've always wanted to be, that Madonna already did, Cyndi Lauper already did, Whitney Houston already did, but I needed a chance to make it mine. So when I put that big old ramen noodle wig on and I had them titties upright, I was like, you know what? This is me. Tiffany is me and I am Tiffany.
Come on.
It just felt good. It felt good to literally feel like I honestly felt like a video star.
Absolutely. I like that. Now, what made you bring Tiffany out in the Adore Me music video?
I feel like Adore Me was like my ode to my 80s growing up with my mom always being like, when I came home, my mom was cleaning the house with the top 40 80s on. It was literally Madonna Central, Duran, whatever you could think of. So when I did that video, I thought to myself, I do makeup. I love to do makeup. I've never actually done drag before.
Okay.
But I've got so many friends who are in the industry here that I support. And I was like, how can I not only draw attention to it, make it fun, feel sexy in some strange 80s workout, feel like a sausage in a skin tube kind of way. But that's what it just inspired me. I put that wig on and I beat that purple and pink, and that bright pink lip. And I was like, oh my God, she's going on camera.
And when you laid on that floor and started to exercise them thighs, honey, I said, oh, mama is give it to mama, okay?
I had such a blast filming that music video.
You can tell. I think that the energy that you brought to the video definitely came out through the video.
Good.
It's funny because I called you my Caucasian Lizzo. I told my girlfriend, I said, the way in which he decided to be free really empowered people so much in a way that was so subtle yet powerful. And I love when you're able to do something that's such a subtle move for you, but a powerful movement for your fan base. And just kudos to you, 1, for an amazing song. Shout out to Adore Me. 2, for an awesome video. And 3, shout out to Tiffany, honey, because Tiffany showed up and showed out, baby. Now,
I have to tell you, that's the best compliment I've gotten about that song since it came out. And the Caucasian Lizzo is going to be my new handle on Instagram. So trademark.
Let them know I said what I said. Okay. Now, since we're talking industry, we're talking breaking barriers, we're talking bad desire, we're talking burn this bridge. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Being a LGBT artist, who is empowered, powerful, and living your truth. Life in the industry after Lil Nas X. Ooh. Let me know this. For you, working as hard as you have, do you feel that his representation of freedom has made it easier? Or do you feel that you have to now break even more barriers to clear up some kind of stereotypes?
No, I feel like I try really careful not to put my foot in my mouth sometimes about other artists, because you never know what someone's going through, what their plan is.
Right.
I'm proud of him for putting out something that he believed in that really, honestly, it changed the face of LGBT music. He is going to make records with this. Mm-hmm. So there's a part of me that loves it. And then there's a part of me that thinks people immediately hear LGBT artists and that's their vision and that's their only vision. and they're not going to give it any chance to get past it or get around it or get under it or have somebody make a different viewpoint of what that is, you know?
Okay.
But it's the same thing that I can say, like, I love seeing an LGBT person of color climbing the charts.
Absolutely.
I love to see somebody who is not only living their truth, but like doing it in such a public way that people are having to pay attention. Do you know what I mean? Like when you are that
was what? Having.
Yeah, you have to pay attention, because if you didn't hear about it, somebody said something to you about it and you went and saw it, or you went and watched it just for the comments.
Absolutely.
So I'm proud of him for stepping into that bubble. I do worry for him that it has now set this tone where that is what is expected every single time. And I think that's a dangerous area to play in, because if you go that far, you've got the right side of the field that says, hey, did he do this just for attention? Did he put on makeup and did he basically seduce himself as Satan, like for just the views?
Right.
Or is this really what he wants to be known for? And then you've got the other side that's like, this is art. It changes constantly.
Absolutely.
And I'm in between. I worry for him because I know how the world is.
Right.
And people sometimes just don't jump on board. And instead of jumping on board or just keeping their opinions to themselves, they just flood it with hate. I think that he's surpassed that level of having to care what people think. So I'm all about it. I'm all kudos for him. And I'm not trying to compete with him. He is an artist. He's a badass. I mean, he proved it. He is a badass. And for me, if I can put out a song that does half as well and, you know, take some odes from that video or make something new, then I have nothing to complain about.
Right. So I'm going to tell you a secret. You can't say nothing, okay?
I won't. I promise. Scout's honor.
He's the one that could ruin me.
Ooh.
Take it back to your 2019 single. He is the one that can ruin me. Now,
that's my favorite song I've ever put out, to be honest.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious.
Tell me why.
That is when I get in the car and I'm furious about something, and that if that song had come on for me when I was like 19 and told me like, you know, don't mess with me, you know, I don't play, you know, I won't say anything that I won't say to your face. Like that is like, you know, and you meet that person that someone talks behind your back and you're like, oh, like that is what ruin me is. Like, I will not let you ruin me again. Like, sorry. It's just so empowering to me.
It is. I mean, I feel that every song you do has a form of empowerment in it, whether it's from a party standpoint or a personal standpoint. I feel that the music that you deliver to us represents our stories. And I love it because you have this habit of not putting yourself in a box. Like when you go from single to single to single, you're like, oh, Ryan's not one-sided. You have this multi-dimensional, multi-talented, multi-deliverable that's written down over and over. Speaking of multi-deliverable, it's 2021. The world is starting to open again.
Yes.
And you decided to get dirty. I am ready to know why in 2021 you decided to get dirty.
I'm like giggling about this because I remember this specifically. I was driving in my car and I was like hot and bothered. I mean, like to the point where like I had talked to my husband on the phone a little earlier in the day and it was just like, it had been a long day. I was ready to go home. I needed some cuddling. I needed some loving. And I just had this like thing in my head, like, I'm so dirty. Like in my head, I was like, girl, you nasty. And then I felt this like beat coming. And honestly, the car next to me was backfiring repeatedly. And I heard like this little boom, boom. And I was like, oh, that's it. Like, that's it. And I literally left that night to the studio, recorded Dirty in 1 hour session. And it was released 2 weeks later.
Shut up.
Yeah. I will tell you a secret. You ready for a secret that I've never told anybody?
I'm ready.
I've never told anybody this. Every song that I've ever written has been recorded in less than 2 hours in one session. Every song I've ever put out.
Are you serious?
I've never recorded multiple days at a time. I've never recorded longer than 2 hours. I get in, I know what I want, I lay my track, I lay my vocals, I do my overlays, and if I hear something that I hate, I'll listen to it for about 20 minutes, I'll fix it, and then I'm done.
I love that.
Because if not, I'll pick it apart it won't sound anything like it did originally.
Do me this favor, with that in mind, with that concept in mind, for those younger artists who are new to the industry, who want to explore the industry, who are inspired by your exploration of yourself within the industry, what are those words of advice or encouragement you have for them if they choose to embark on being an entertainer?
Be authentic. Be who you are. Don't try to sound like anybody else. Don't try to compete with someone else, because you don't want to be a second-rate version of somebody else. You want to be a first-rate version of you. And Judy Garland said that. And let me tell you something, that is a truth to live by, because if you are trying to follow in someone's footsteps, you're never going further.
Right.
So for me, be authentic. Don't be afraid to shake up the box. Don't be afraid to get yourself in a little bit of trouble. Don't be afraid to write something that you might not understand. And don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it.
I love that.
Yeah, that's hard. That is hard in this industry, is asking for help, for sure.
Now that you've gotten dirty, without giving too much away, we're going to have to hold a little certain. What can we expect to see from you as we enter into the next realm of 2021 and the world opening up a little bit more?
Well, I just released a new song. It's again a whole different genre jump of Ocean. It's called Ocean, based on me in my hometown, kind of sailing through the changing tides. It's like my watered down version of like Fleetwood Mac Landslide, you know, and I just think that from here, it's going to just keep changing. I've got 2 songs that I'm working on now. One's a pop song. One's an R&B collaboration that's coming out at the end of this month. I just want to keep on pushing that. I want to keep on pushing these multiple genres. I would love futuristically to see myself on every radio station playing different types of genre music. I don't want to be tied to a box. I don't want to say that I won't collaborate with a certain type of artist. I don't want to say that I won't try a certain type of music. I just want to keep on putting out fresh, new material that can reach the masses in different ways. Like if I can reach a country fan and change their mind about my community, or I can reach a rap demographic of people who do follow my community, or vice versa, like I feel like there's no limit, there's no ceiling that you can hit.
Good, because I want to see you link up with Kelly Clarkson, Blake Shelton, Nicki Minaj, and Kobe Khalid. I'm just putting it out there, like,
I would totally do it.
I'm all for it.
I would totally do it.
Last but not least, if you could for me, please let them know where they can find you at in the world of all things social media.
I am at Ryan Lill Music on everything. Lill is Lill. I got a website, ryanlillmusic.com. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I'm on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Pandora, iHeartRadio. I'm everywhere.
Come on, Googleable. He is Googleable. You better know.
Google me.
Let them know. Listen, on behalf of myself, Diamond Kesawn, and Nexus Media, Nexus Radio, the platform, I thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us and allow us to get in your world and just go beyond the music and get more into the story. I appreciate all that you bring to the table. I appreciate all that you put into your artistry. I appreciate the way you deliver it to us. The world needs it. Never stop being you. It's because of people like you that people like me can be who we are. And I thank you. And I love you. And I rock with you. And we are going to be in tune with all things you. So thank you. He just told you, Ryan Lill Music. It got everything. The music, the social media, the beautiful visuals, the pretty face cover art. That's a whole other conversation. Anyway, so, like the pretty face cover art, in that shirt, and just, and then Drive Me Wild with the Drive Me Wild has this innocence, but the song has this deep down, and I love how you like to play with your art as far as the music and your look and the visual. I know you think you slick, but I peeped it, okay?
I love that you did. Seriously, this has been a blast talking to you. It's nice to like meet somebody who like just sees the hard work that's gone into it. Seriously.
Hey, absolutely. Listen, I told you all 3 things. The latest and greatest, nothing but the exclusive, in literally in the flesh, in real time. You got it. I'm Diamond Kesawn signing off, and until next time, stay tuned and be blessed.
This has been a Nexus Radio exclusive. Nexus Radio exclusive. Only here on Nexus Radio. The future of dance.